Hello, 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 my friends. I'm so excited for today. Our topic today for the Oh My Goodness podcast is going to be about resonance. And if you're like, AJ, I only know about resonance with like music or singing or things like that. Maybe there's a book named it. I don't know. This is going to be great. So, today is day one. This will post tomorrow, but today is day one, September 1st, of the Fuck It Why Not We Need a Joy Challenge. If you listened to last week's episode, you know my excitement, my hype. I'm wearing the same sweatshirt I did before. I'm not saying all my great ideas come from this magical rainbow sweatshirt tie-dye thing that I bought at Lake Okoboji, but I'm not saying that either. But it's very comfortable and it's under 80 degrees today, so we're living our best life. I got to wear this outside of the house. Oh my gosh. You know when that happens, when the weather drops, you're like, this is my moment. This is my time to shine. I am a layer person, y'all. I'm an onion emotionally and physically. I like as many layers so that when I twirl, they're like, is she coming? She going? I don't really know. Either way, it is a sight to behold. And I'm loving the sweatshirt. So moving on. Resonance is about that feeling in your body when it vibes. If you're like, AJ, that's not very specific, that's okay. Here's where we go. Have you ever been to a concert or you heard someone sing and you just get chills and you're like, oh, that was it? Like it just feels sacred or it just feels true. Like there's a resonance in your bone. Call it bone resonance, where it's just like this knowing of like, mm, yes, somebody says something that feels true. You're trying to explain yourself and they share back what they're hearing. And you're like, yeah, that's it. And it just clicks, that rightness in your bones, right? That resonance. When we're talking about energy work, when we're talking about energy, I'm hearing often a lot from clients and different people of, oh, I don't really do energy work, or oh, I don't do energy, or oh, I'm not really into all that like woo stuff. It's not woo stuff. It's how your body's picking up the resonance or lack thereof and responding accordingly. Oh, okay. So, I've used this reference before, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been in a room and somebody walks in and the room just lights up, or you light up? Maybe nobody else knows who they are, but you're like, oh, my person. Or like you notice a shift in the room, right? Maybe an important person came in, or maybe somebody that's just like dressed and just feels like they're bringing the party or they're bringing the encouragement. You're like, relief floods through you or excitement. Like their resonance is so potent that it's just like rippling through the room and making an impact that's raising other people's resonance of like, okay, like here we are. Like there's more reality, more realness, more in tuneness that's happening, more intentionality, might I even say, when that happens. Now, on the opposite spectrum, have you ever been at a party and somebody walks in the room and like the room gets a little colder? So this can be of two reasons. And this is me also sharing my perspective. I have the right to be wrong here. But I think it's when they're out of resonance with themselves, like they're not listening, like it feels oxymoronic, like they might be joking, but it's like something feels not right. Or maybe they're just like off, like something just feels off. And the room gets cold, or they're so intense and like angry that you feel that emotion, like their resonance doesn't feel good. But it's not even like when it's a negative thing. Okay, think of it this way. If you're at a concert and there's like discordant chords, like dun 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 dun, like it's very intense music, that doesn't hit the same as when those chords hit the same, right? The resonance of those chords, like, yeah, that's it. That's the beat. Or somebody like soars and hits a note and you're like, whoa, like, dang, like it can be really intense music, but then the beat drops. It's like, that's it. So even if somebody might feel loud, their resonance isn't. No, I'm saying the same thing. It's like what they say don't do in the dictionary. I'm doing that right now, and I realize that. But does that make sense? That, that, energy, but the good one, the one that's aligned, is that resonance. And so I'm curious, what does this look like for you? Do you know what your resonance feels like? That feeling of alignment, that feeling of realness, of aliveness, of, oh, this is why I'm here. Oh, this is the goodness. It might be that sacred pause. So for me, what this looks like, and the reason I'm bringing this up, let me back up, is I posted about the Fuck It, Why Not, We Need It Joy Challenge today on my personal page on the public setting. If you're like, AJ, you are a public persona. Why are you being like weird about this? But it's edgy. It still feels edgy. Anytime I write something that feels more deeper, more truer, I finished the sales page, I think after the podcast episode went up last week. And I was like, oh shit, like this is me sharing my full heart. And it feels raw and it feels vulnerable. But today, after I shared, like, today's the first day, blah, 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 like, here's the stuff that's in. And I was like, oh, can I do this? Can I not? And I'm like, AJ, this is what this whole month is about. And I posted it, and my whole body lit up and just like vibrated, tingled. It's similar to how I felt the first time I touched an oracle deck. It's the same feeling I have when I dance in a circle. Oh, I just got chills. It's the same feeling I have when I'm like cuddling at night because I used to envision that I'd be married someday with dogs and we'd read in bed before we go to bed. So almost every night I look over, gosh, I might cry. I look over at my husband and my dog's by my feet and I'm just like, this is exactly how I imagined this. Like, how cool. And we've been in so many different homes. So it's like all these different lives I've been living. But this just like rightness in my bones of I'm speaking my truth about this challenge, about why we're doing it, about joy is liberatory, joy is revolutionary, joy is the fuel we need to like exist in our world. And like, fuck, we need it more than ever. Like, how many people do you see that are just like, yeah, it's fine. Everything sucks, but like here we are. Why do I expect anything better? And it's like, no, 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 no. No, like don't give up. But also like we need the hope. We need the people who are able to stir up the hope, stir up the joy so that it sparks. Like you are the candle holder, you are the permission slip, you are the little lighter, you are the MacGyver of the spark, right? Like your joy is not just for you. It's not just for you. And not in a like, you got to fill up everybody else's cup before you fill your cup, even though they say it like, fill your cup before you fill other people's cup. But really, they say, fill your cup so you can fill up other people's cup because that's what makes you useful. But like, no, we're not playing that game right now. We're playing the game of you are here. If you've got a custom made soul, act like it. Like if you are you, there's no other yous out there. Are you acting like it? Are you showing up with your nudge or your voice? Are you wearing clothes that bring you joy? And maybe that looks different for you, but are you taking care of yourself bare minimum? If you are a soul that said yes to this life, and like there's a lot of stuff in that statement that we're not going to get into. And I don't actually care how you think about life, soul, how you got here, things like this. But like, hear me out. Something somewhere said yes to you existing here and now in this space. Maybe you're like, rude. I hear you. There's some things. It's the Frodo thing, right? We're here, we're now. Would we not? But like, we are. What is here? And I think about each base that we go to as a military spouse, as a video game level. You might have heard me say this before, that each base, because we're only here for 3 years, there are people for me to meet, there are things for me to do, there are things for me to learn. And it's on me to do that or not. Either way, that 3 years, it's going to click on right on by and then we move. And anything I did not do, I've lost. That's it. I don't get a second chance. Here, we're in Mississippi. Again, I was here 7 years ago for 11 months, and now we're going to be here for 3 years. And now I get to be back. But those same challenges, those same things, some might pop back up, but they're going to be different than they were back then. It's not the exact same, right? And so maybe you don't have a 3 year kind of like timestamp. Maybe you think of it as job times or 1 year. But what if you looked at this as like a video game character of, okay, I'm in this life. Oh man, look at these interesting things happening all around me. Oh, look at these challenges. Okay, how do I want to show up? What do I want to see? What can I explore? What might be hidden under these edges? Do you see how that difference of looking at it can get you some space? Because when we're like, oh, it's because I suck and I'm not worthy of anything, like, oh my God, let's tell a better story. And I say that because that's a story I told to myself for years. Deconstructing my faith was brutal. Ask my husband. I'll have him on this podcast eventually. But like the amount of times I would have panic attacks, I would sob, I would break down because I'm like, I'm not a good enough Christian. Everybody hates me. God hates me. Like, I'm a disappointment. Like, I'm a failure. Like, I'm no good. Like, my soul is worthless. I am bad. I'm inherently evil. Like, we don't think, maybe some people don't think that that has such an impact. But for me, it did. Unwinding that my soul was bad and that I am inherently evil to I was created and my soul is good and I'm worthy of goodness and love. Like the original blessing versus the original curse has taken me years, 9 years to really like unravel that. And there are still times it gets me, but I'm not having panic attacks in the same way I once did because anything would throw me. Because then it's like, oh, see, this is proof that I've disappointed God. Da, 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 da. Oh, see, this happening is because I didn't worship hard enough, or I didn't pray hard enough, or because I didn't. And it's like linking suffering and life and joy and who we are and the worthiness conversation. Like, y'all, that is a very fucking dangerous game to play. And I say that as somebody who, like, it was like etched in my bones. And there are things I'm so grateful for my past faith. And the way I feel about spirit now and about the divine now is so different. Spirit now feels like a safe place to land. And it's weird because I still believe in Holy Spirit and Jesus and God, and the goddess has shown up, and Nyx and Hestia, and I've seen the divine show up in other ways for clients, right? Um, and so we're kind of, took a little detour here, but so much of the conversation around joy and you being in your fullness rests on the story you tell yourself about your worthiness to do so, or about your ability to do so, or about the capacity to even do so, that you're worthy of it. And so this might be something you're working through in real time. If you have questions, please email me. I'd love to chat about it, or we can dive in more. But if that's something that's coming up for you, I want you to do some journaling on that. Yes, I'm just going to leave that there for now. Okay, so let's go back to resonance. Well, not back, but when you feel that aliveness in your bones, when you're like, oh, yes, this is great. What does that feel like? When I dance, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but there's a LARP called College of Wizardry that's happening this December. Come join us. It's going to be great. It's in Poland. We rent out a whole castle called Choha Castle, and basically it's like 140 people. It's like Hogwarts for adults, but a different IP. So we have our own world and all this stuff. And so, it's inclusive. It's great. 18 and plus. But you go for a weekend and you take classes and you're basically a student. And there's a forbidden forest and NPCs. And one of the things I do every time I've gone, and I've done it 5 times now, every time I've gone, is there's a clearing in the forest. And if you've ever seen Outlander, there's a song called Dance of the Druids. And I remember the first time watching Outlander, and there's dancing at Samhain, and they're watching these women like with these lanterns and white dresses dancing at the top of the hill. And I remember watching it, and I was like, and it was like my body like just tingles from the ground up. And I was like, this is what you were made for. Like I heard it in my body. And I was like, yes. And then my next question I said out loud was like, but who's going to dance with me? Turns out a lot of people. But I was like, who's going to dance with me? And I felt that nudge, that tug, that pull. We're going to be talking about this month in the challenge. So come join us, Embodied in Joy. If you want to be eligible for prizes or like do any of the other tiers, you've got to go into Squarespace, pick one of the tiers and check out 80% of the proceeds go to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So that is there. So, so we're going to be talking about that. But that tug, that nudge, I was like, where could I do that? And then I was going to go to Wizard College. I was like, oh, I could do that there. It's magical. And so what I had is I had an NPC that was going to be like a fairy goddess queen. I was like, just be ethereal and marvelous. And I was like, because we always get masculine blessings, but when do we get a feminine divine blessing, right? And so we danced, we called the corners. And after we danced, we were like, we give, the forest this offering and we wait to see what the forest has in return. And she comes out of the forest. And I will never forget, she was wearing this like ivory dress that had this embroidery and this like crown. And I think she had antlers and like beautiful makeup. And she walks out. And I'd given her crystals and I told her, I was like, just look people in the eye and say what they need. Say a blessing, whatever is true. It's kind of a mix of player and character. And she went around to each person and took her time. There's 14 of us that first time. And we were sobbing by the time we were done. And like she looked at me and she's just like, this is what you were made for. She's like, this is real. She's like, look at them. Look at this. Look at you. This is real. And like there was like just the stars in the sky and I could feel the wind on my face and she's like, this is yours. This is true. She's like, do not forget this. And it changed. There was a before and after of my life in that moment. And I get chills just thinking about it right now. And every LARP, every time I've gone back, we do the same thing. And we've had different fairy queens every time and fairy people. We've had fairy kings. We've had a duo. We've had 4, I think, last year because we had 90 people. So it went from 14 to 28 to like 50 to 90. And then I think this last time we had like 70. And so we had like 3 layers of dancers doing this dance and pouring water around the circle. But it's like my whole body is vibrating, the resonance, the pulsing. You feel the energy of the circle as we send the energy around, and we're just like, here we are. This is real. This is true. This is good. Like you feel the truth of it. Resonance is the truth of it echoing within your soul. And for me, it feels like this thrum. It feels like my bones are solid and good. I feel rooted into the earth, but I also just feel expansive. Like I feel 8 feet wide, even talking about it. So that's what it feels like for me. But when we don't have the language to say what it feels like, it's hard to cultivate it, find it, look for it, cultivate it. And so I want you to do some journaling today. What does resonance look like for you? When have you felt it? And you're like, AJ, I haven't had a LARP experience like that. I hear you. That's my personal experience. But I will tell you, I also feel like that when I'm at the side of the ocean, when I'm looking at a sunset, when I am laughing with my friends around a table. Like I have so many memories where I tap into this, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. This is the goodness. So it doesn't have to be a really high intensity emotional thing. It's just that moment when you look around and you're like, yeah, even if outside world things are like big and bad, that like, are you doing? Are you where you're supposed to be? Are you showing up in alignment? And your body will know. So I want you to start listening. If you're like, I don't know how to listen to my body, I don't know what that looks like. I have some past podcast episodes about that, I think. If not, I'll record some and post some coming up, but definitely the inner critic one might be helpful to listen to if you're starting the process of listening to your body and sorting. But how does your body feel? And when I say that, it's like not just like, oh, my bones are achy. Like, yes, okay. Like sometimes we twist our back or we sprain our ankle, but just pay attention. What makes you feel good? What makes the endorphins go off? You can feel the flood of endorphins, right? When I'm running, I'm like, yeah, it's like that runner's high, right? Or like you do something, you're like, yeah, and your body like relaxes. Or you get a call and somebody's like, I can do that. And you're like, oh my gosh, that relief. Start noticing, oh, I'm feeling relief. Oh, that's what excitement feels like. Because once we start naming it, words have power, right? Once we start naming it, we're like, oh, that's what relief feels like. Because then you might be really interested when things happen that you're like, I'm supposed to be angry about this, but I feel relief. Interesting, right? That's how you know. That's how you know is you start listening, you start labeling. And what is it not like? Anxiety and excitement are like siblings. They run in the same veins, but they're not the same. You can switch them around, but it's not exactly the same. So sometimes you might be like, yeah, I feel resonant. I'm going. And it's like, what's there? Because do you feel like the frenetic esh of that, like the vibrating so intensely. Like it's like, okay, because like I gotta make it look like da da. It gets faster. Your resonance is like clear and crisp and like shoom. Oh, I can see it when clients do it, and it's like one of my favorite things in the world. So if you're like, AJ, I don't know, like let's have a one-on-one, let's chat, because like this is my favorite. But what is it not like? When do you not feel resonance? Is it when you have to do certain things at work? Is it when you have to clean your room? I don't know. But like, when are the times that you don't feel good? Start noticing those two. Because when we're like, yeah, but I don't know what to look for, we can figure out like order of elimination, process of elimination, what not to look for. That's also really good information. All of it is helpful. None of it is wasted. And if you're like, AG, I'm 56, I'm 83, I'm 25, it's too late for me. Like, guys, I hear this all the time. Like, stop with the age thing. Stop limiting yourself. Stop. What if you're right where you are right now, learning exactly what you need because you couldn't have capacity for it before? Could we just go with a better story that doesn't mean you suck at life? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because the understory of that is that you wasted time, that you wasted your life, that you um, weren't good enough. Blah. Do you see like how that gets sticky the more layers you peel? And you're like, maybe it's like not that harsh for you, and that's fine. Maybe you're like, oh, I just like, I don't know how. Okay, cool. We can learn something new, right? I don't know how to play cello or violin. I'm not saying like, oh my God, I've wasted my life because I never learned how to do this. It's just I haven't had time. I haven't really been interested. So if you're interested in something, I could like I might take piano lessons or guitar lessons in the next couple of years because I'm like I would like to, but also it hasn't been high on my priority list. So it's like, okay, does that make sense? Like, what if we treated learning emotionally the same way we treat learning a guitar, learning how to paint? Oh, I'm not creative. No, you are creative. It just might come out in different ways, right? Maybe you're really creative with how you talk to friends or tell stories or painting or drawing or just living. Like, it can look like so many different things. So let's stop labeling ourselves in a worthiness fashion. And what if we just practice 1 month, 1 month? Fuck it, why not? We need it. Joy challenge. The premise: your soul is good. Period. End of sentence. Your soul is good. You're worthy of goodness and joy. Spirit has your back. And if you're like, AJ, I'm atheist, or I believe in God, or I believe in the goddess, or I'm Buddhist, or whatever, cool. Spirit, divine, higher power has your back. Mother Nature has your back. The universe has your back. Your higher soul has your back. Your dog has your back. The energy of this challenge has your back. Fill in the blank for whatever you want. What happens if you lead with those three ideas for 1 month? 1 month. I fucking dare you. That was really intense, but I still dare you. I'm telling you, if you can practice, if you are willing to practice, you don't even need to like hard practice. You are willing to practice leaning into those three ideas. Your soul is good. Spirit has your back. You're worthy of goodness and joy. Magic. Magic will follow. Because if you start speaking words of yourself and you're like, wait, am I saying that because I don't think I'm worthy of goodness? I am. Okay. If I believe I'm worthy of goodness, how would I look at this differently? I would say I made a mistake and I need to go to bed and I need to eat some food. Or I would say, oh man, that really sucks. That was a hard day. What would you say to your best friend? What would you say to me? If you're like, AJ, I don't have a best friend. Okay. What if I told you the things you're telling yourself, like how you're speaking to yourself because you're like, oh, I'm so stupid. I made this mistake, whatever. What if I, AJ, the joy weaver, the person you're listening to on this podcast or watching the YouTube video, said those things to you? Would you speak to me the way you're speaking to you? Try it. Try it. And if you're like, yeah, but that feels awkward or uncomfortable, guess what? I made a joy challenge for us to be awkward and uncomfortable together. And it's going to be weird and it's going to be feisty and it's going to be interesting. And we're going to dive into joy and shame and curiosity and creativity and inner critic and our bodies and the nihilism of it all and the what the fuckery of it all, which is why it's called fuck it. Why not? We need it. Because sometimes we're just like exasperated and we don't know how, like what? Right. Do you hear me? So come join us. thejoyweaver.com/September challenge. Go to my website. Come join up. If you're like, I can't find it, send me a message. I'll send you the link. Embodied in Joy is the Facebook group. If you want in on the prizes or the extra levels with some of our proceeds going to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, sign up on the website. You got this. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Try it. Try it. Because how have things been working so far, right? So let's try something new. You got this. Hands at your back, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.